Hello everyone, my name is Maysa Ayu. I will explain our infographic about feminist and gender approach. Beauvoir stated, "One is not born a woman, but rather becomes one." Feminism defines woman not as naturally formed by biological differences, but it is constructed by man, history, culture, and society. There are five key concepts in feminism and gender approach. The first one is gender performativity. Gender is not something you are, it is something you do repeatedly through behavior, language, clothing, and action. For example, you wear pink clothes. That doesn't mean you are a woman. What you wear, how you speak and act doesn't reflect gender. The second one is critique of fixed gender identity. There is no natural gender essence. Men are not naturally masculine, women are not naturally feminine. It is mean that the identity shaped by culture. The third one is power structure creating gender. You behave in certain way because power system accept you too. For example, women speak politely because society rules say that women need to speak politely. The fourth one is gender fluidity. Gender is unstable and flexible because it can shift based on its action. People can express gender in different ways. The last one is critique of traditional feminism. Feminism must include differences, not only using one universal idea of woman. Not all women experience gender in the same way. Race, sexuality, class, and culture matter. There are two feminist theories. The first one is Showalter. Showalter argues that feminist criticism should not only analyze how women are represented by men, but also study women's literature as a tradition. She introduced the idea of gynocriticism, which focuses on women as writer, their experience, theme, and literary history. She emphasized that women's writing has been shaped by social conditions such as education, marriage, and economic dependence. The second one is Butler. Butler challenged the idea that gender is natural or fixed. She argues that gender is not something we are born with, but something we repeatedly perform through action, language, clothing, and behavior. In Gender Trouble, Butler explained that society creates rules about what counts as women or men, and people learn to act according to those rules. Feminist approach focus on gender as social construction. Feminism focus on how femininity and masculinity are created by society, not biology. They look at how culture teach women and men to act in certain way. Women's position in society. Feminism examined how women are limited, silenced, or controlled in literature. Power relation between men and women. Feminism focuses on who has power and who doesn't. Representation of female identity. Feminism observes how women are portrayed, weak or strong, domestic or public role, female voice and experience. Feminism focuses on women's experience that are often ignored, marriage, motherhood, and domestic labor. Resistance and rebellion. Feminism looks for moments when women refuse silence and challenge authority. Patriarchy. Feminism focuses on systems where men hold power. Critics examine how stories normalize male control, justify inequality, portray women as inferior.
Okay, next video will be explained by me. What feminism do is, according to Butler, Butler says that feminism job is to deliberate mess up the performance of gender, proving the roles are fake and giving us the freedom to be anyone. For the subversion, feminism power is to deliberately break and parody gender roles, for example, like being overly masculine or feminine or mixing traits. And then the result is this proof that the roles we play are just a performance, not real, so that it giving people the power to change their identity. Okay, next we'll move to the example application of feminism approach. In this section, I took the example from Gilbert and Gubar to Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre. It is focuses on exposing how patriarchal gender roles create internal conflict and oppression for women. This article contains critique of gender extreme. The approach critiques society for forcing women into two extreme confining roles. The first one is the angel, represent the acceptable, rational, and obedient self. And the second one is the monster. It is represent the forbidden anger, passion, and aggression. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you.